Do you and your trio struggle to place in tournaments? Well, in this video, I'm going to be going in depth on how to practice for the upcoming Trio FNCS. So if you guys don't know, Epic recently announced that Trios will be the staple FNCS game mode for all of 2021. So be sure to stick around until the end of the video so that you guys do not miss any important information on practicing. And also consider using code SonataFN in the Fortnite item shop, #ad. And if you guys do stay until the end, feel free to leave a comment letting me know. So the first best tip that I can give you guys is to take some time when you're trying to find your trio. I can speak from personal experience that I have tried many different trios over the past couple of months. And if you really want to see if you can find players that have the same intentions as you, one of the most depressing things that I see is players giving these crazy demands saying that you need to have earnings or 1000 PR or basically that you need to be the best player in the game. Even if your teammates don't have any PR, that doesn't mean that you should not pick them as your teammates. With trios, it's really dependent on all three roles to be extremely strong, so you should really take some time and try to find the right people. Especially with this season, we have a lot of time until FNCS, so please take at least a full month in every single day look for a brand new trio. This is really important if your trio did not perform very well last season, so you just need to drop them and move on. Make sure that your trio is in champs though. That is the one recommendation that I would include in your looking for group message. And also please make sure that you were getting along with these players, because if you get along with them, it'll help you perform better in tournaments. And also there will be way less blame and less pointing of the fingers. Frustration is one of the biggest issues with most trios nowadays. So the simple message is just to take your time when you're finding a trio. Having the right people around you that you're playing with will really just help you perform way better, even in solo events. Especially if you plan on competing in Trio FNCS, you really just need to take your time and try to find the right two people. Alright, another one of the single most important things to consider when you're trying to prepare for Trio FNCS is to warm up together with your teammates. The reason that Fortnite is so different from other esports like Overwatch and Counter-Strike is because it's a very different tournament style and basically anybody over the age of 13 can compete and win money. So if you're around my age, most of the people that you guys are going to be competing with are kids. The main reason that you guys should work together is because of not only it builds chemistry, but you guys will also get to know each other. I do know that these tips sound kind of cliche, but the simple message is that you should warm up together, because not only will it improve you, but you guys will also get to know each other better and succeed in more tournaments. If you guys have ever wondered why Reverse 2K, Miro, and Day won FNCS, well, one of the main reasons is because they're really good friends in real life. And also, they get along very well during the tournaments. If you guys watch competitive Fortnite, you know that there's a little aspect of somebody trying to edit a wall and the other teammate doesn't really know about it, so the other teammate tries to edit it at the same time and he shoots his gun. Something like that will happen frequently. And if you build a relationship with your trio, that stuff really won't happen. Okay, so the biggest recommendation that I'm going to be giving you in this video is basically to just play arena and not scrims. So I know that you guys might be a little bit confused, but the main reason for this is because scrims are a bit of an outdated way of practicing. Especially for the people watching my videos. Most of you guys watching my videos are opens players, which means that you compete in the open rounds of tournaments and occasionally you make it over to the semi-final rounds. The real reason that I'm telling you to play arena more is because you can basically get all the practice that you get, but better. Not only are the queue times less, but there are also no zone rules. You guys might be asking yourself, why shouldn't I play scrims? All the professional players play scrims. Well, the reason that pro players play scrims is because they don't need to worry about getting out of the open rounds of tournaments. All these pros are at a point where they can basically get out of the open round of a tournament with ease. So they want to try and focus on those semi-finals and those finals and trying to succeed and earn money in those. And that is where scrims come in handy. And also the scrims that pro players are playing are the best of the best practice in the entire region, and they have no zone rules, and they are also playing against other professional players. Unless you're a person who consistently makes it to the finals of every single tournament, you should try and play more arena than scrims. I'm not saying that scrims are completely useless, but sometimes they are a bit unnecessary. Almost all of the people who think that scrims are better practice than an arena, I'm sorry to tell you this, but they're really not. They're outdated now, and if you were playing scrims back in the time of the World Cup, they were actually decent practice because nobody was really as good as they are now then. Honestly, this is just going to be one of the biggest recommendations that I give you guys, is that you should just try and play arena, and also it gets you good at fighting, and it's really important to know how to fight as a trio just in case you get pushed by some absolute psychos. Okay, so the final tip that I'm going to give you guys is to VOD review not only yourself, but also your trio. If you guys are part of a trio, you should try to allot 1 hour of your day to VOD review your trio. I feel like VOD reviewing is way more important in team game modes because in basic solos and duos, There's not too much that you need to really fix about yourself. It's basically just your duo as a whole. And if you're playing team game modes like trios and squads, there's 3 people or 2 people that you need to account for in each game and keep an eye on. And also, when your teammates are VOD reviewing, they can take a look at you and criticize you if you did anything wrong. If you guys have ever watched a replay of yourself, it kind of almost looks like your movement is really bad and your aim's not really on point and your mechanics don't really look good. So with enough time of VOD reviewing, you'll eventually get in the habit of eliminating those mistakes entirely, which will really help not only your gameplay, but your team's entire placements. And another reason it's really important to VOD review is because when you're playing in the game, you're focused on what you're doing and not really what your teammates are doing. And when you VOD review, it's like you're playing again, but you're not actually competing, you're just watching yourself compete. An example is if you've ever watched a pro player stream a tournament and he missed a chest or something, then the entire chat will start freaking out saying, you missed a chest, you missed this chest, and they'll basically notice stuff that the pro players can't. And you should also try and think about your trio as not really 3 solo players playing together, but as the trio being one entity. So it's almost like that the trio is one players, and I know it doesn't really make too much sense, but your trio should be considered a solo player in the tournament. That's just a general way that you want to structure you and your trio. You should also try and VOD review games that you lose rather than games that you win, because you probably did something good in the games that you win, whereas in games that you lost, you would probably do something bad that you want to try and fix. Alright guys, that is the video on how to practice for Trio FNCS. I tried to make this video quite long. If you did find it helpful, please consider dropping a like and subscribing to the channel for more educational content. I'm going to be trying some more interactive content, and let me know if you did like the thumbnail. I tried to make it a bit more pizzazzy this time. But if you guys want to check out my Twitch, my Twitter, or my Discord server, there's a link in the description for all 3 of those things. But that's about it for this video guys. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys.